Woo! Welcome to today. And got you all there. Let me just mute my other channels here. Fantastic. Welcome to today for Vitality for Life, my morning routine to boost health span and energy. So today is day 20, Live for Life Satisfaction. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Viv, your deep life satisfaction and happiness strategist, helping you entrepreneurs with families and success-minded individuals succeed, not only in business, but in life, so that you can wake with vibrant passion, rejuvenated vitality, live with purpose, and sleep with peace. Okay, and today is one of my favorite topics. Okay, I have to read the title because I can't remember it, but it's Vitality for Life, my morning routine to boost health span and energy. So, have any of you ever struggled with energy? And do you want to live a healthy, vibrant life, where you have your mobility, your flexibility, and free from any major disease for a long period of time? Sounds nice. So this is what we call health span. I don't know if all of you have heard of this concept called health span, but what it is it's because there's lifespan. Lifespan is how long you're going to live, right? And a lot of us want to extend our lifespans to live as long as possible, but what quality of life do you want? What quality of life do you want to live? So probably you want to live healthy, with vibrant vitality, with energy, with mobility, with flexibility. These things do not have to deteriorate the way that they do for some people if you do the right things, right? And that's what we're going to talk about today, is a morning vitality routine to help increase your health span so that you are flexible, mobile, energetic, and supporting that vitality for your life. Okay, so I actually did an episode on debunking energy myths, where real vitality comes from. I did that on day 8. So if you didn't catch that, go back and watch that, because it talks about vitality, that sense of energy. The myths that I talked about were really a lot of people thought, oh, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's energy, maybe it's food, exercise. All those things are really important, but the energy, right, that vitality, the thing that makes me jump here today, comes from our emotions, right? And so I discuss that and ways to master that in that and other lives, right? And today I'm going to discuss how to get your body to support that energy, okay? Because we need that physical vitality in our body to support the emotional energy. And even if we support the body and we don't generate that emotional vitality, we can exercise, it will improve mood, okay? It's clinically proven to improve depression and mood and health and all these other things. However, it alone, and food alone and all those things, sleep alone, is not enough to get you in that energized mood. So they all kind of work synergistically. And what I want to focus on today is actually exercise. Okay, so this is the most important piece of my vitality routine that I do in the morning. So I do a lot of things. I do meditation, and I do, positive visualization, priming. I sometimes do deep breathing, but sometimes, because I do it like an accordion, okay? Meaning my morning routine can be 1 hour or it can be 3 hours, right? It can contract and expand with how much time I have and how much time my toddler needs in the morning, right? And whether I wake up at 5 a.m. or 5:30 or sleep until 6, right? So, but the most important part for me is the exercise component. And not what most people would think. And a lot of people have been asking me about my morning vitality routine because I talk about it a lot, and because it's the pinnacle. It's not just the pinnacle. Sorry, it's the base. It's the base for everything. Let me explain. So I'm really passionate about health span. Okay, so I'm lucky that I've had good models. My father, who is 84, is in peak physical condition. Okay, he windsurfs on a regular basis, which is kind of challenging. He bikes for I don't know how many kilometers he told me, but it was a lot, like daily, sometimes in the forest and stuff. And then he like carries his windsurf board, and then he like fixes things around the house. So he still works actually productively in his profession, and he's very physically active on a daily basis, and he always has been. So a lot of my inspiration for my morning routine came from him. And actually, I'm like, Dad, what do you do? And so I'm gonna teach you a little bit of that towards the end. But before we get into that, I want to tell you a little story about how I got to developing this morning routine. So and what inspired me. So a little bit of background. Most of you know about my educational background. So I have my PhD in medical science. However, in my undergrad, when I did my neuroscience and biology, I also did study a bit of exercise sciences because it was always a passion of mine. I read actually books, exercise, like exercising with, weights for women, things like this, because back then it wasn't as popular. Yes, ladies were going to the gym, but, I remember feeling very awkward going to the gym because there was a lot of men. And so I felt like I had to really study in order to go to the gym and work out and know what to do with all these machines and things. So I became really involved in fitness, and I actually got certified in personal fitness and also became a yoga instructor. And the yoga was since 1999. So I can say 25 years now in yoga. And so and with the yoga passion, by the way, I went to so many workshops, and not just yoga, but related body-mind workshops, like how your feet work, how your hands work, what your curves of your spine, how to support them. I did all sorts of other related workshops and activities and classes and things, because like I said, it's always been a passion of mine. And I was an avid rock climber, a martial artist. And I like to do lots of different sports like tennis, swimming, hiking on a regular basis. I have to have some of my coffee. So anyway, so injuries were no stranger to me, my friend. They were not. I for whatever reason, had a lot of sensitivity, let's say, or fragility, or vulnerability. That's the word I was looking for, in my joints, right? So oftentimes I would get hurt, and I got tendonitis in my shoulder and my elbow, then bursitis in my knee. And those tendinitises and the bursitis became chronic. I mean, I suffered from that for over a decade. And then my hips, I injured one hip, and then I tore a tendon there. And then I injured the other hip because I fell while trying to sit down into a car in the winter in Canada with the slippery, everything slippery. And I just it was like a senior moment. And I slipped and I fell and I hurt my hip. So I've had a lot of injuries, and it always takes me time to recover from those injuries, and I hate injuries. And so I love strengthening my joints and the muscles around the small muscles to protect them, and to do exercises that promote healing and rehabilitation, joint strength, super muscular strength, exactly where you need it to support the joints. Because I do not like pain. I do not like chronic pain. And I do a lot to try to eliminate that, heal that, and get rid of that. And that is what my morning vitality routine is about. Following the birth of my son, for those of you who know, that was like, 3.5 years ago, it was a 6-day ordeal. I was in labor for 6 days, and it left me with 2 herniated discs in my neck. Really incapacitated. And then I got inflammatory arthritis 3 months after that, postpartum. So, suspense with the coffee. So, it was a hard postpartum recovery for me. And this is where I realized, like, okay, I'd always been active. I'd always been in sports and all this kind of stuff. But now I needed a more intentional way of healing my body, my injuries, and also learning to exercise for longevity, for increasing that health span. I want to live hopefully a long life, but however long I live, I want it to be healthy. I want to retain my mobility, retain my vitality, retain my flexibility, and adaptability to situations, especially, after having a baby and having a toddler, you want to like run and play and pick them up and throw them and everything like this. And I can't have this tendonitis acting up, or this tendonitis because he gets heavy, or, the knee going on stairs, carrying him, mommy, carry me, all that kind of good stuff. So, as a scientist, I already knew that eccentric exercises was the way to go. So eccentric exercises are just absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of science behind them, that they not only build a lot of strength. Oh, first of all, you might not know what eccentric exercises are. Forgive me. So eccentric is when the muscle, so let's see, can you see I have the camera in mirror mode, so it confuses me. So I've got my bicep here. And so a concentric exercise is like lifting up a dumbbell like this. An eccentric exercise is lowering, so it's the muscle contracting as you lengthen it. Okay, so if you're doing a push-up, rather than, it's not the up part, it's when you're going down. Okay, so when you're going down to the ground, that's the eccentric contraction. Okay, because, well, even though it doesn't look like it's lengthening, trust me, it's the eccentric contraction. There's various ones that you can do in your body. So my morning vitality routine, which I adapted from my dad, and then I expanded it, and then I actually gave it back to him with the expanded, improved version. You're welcome, Daddy. Which he actually now uses, and he has thanked me repeatedly for, because he had to have a surgery. And when he went to rehab, he was like, well, they kicked him out of rehab because he said, like, he was in too good shape. He doesn't belong there. And he said, because he prepared for it doing my eccentric routine. And I was like, Dad, can you please do a testimonial for me? I'm working on that one, okay? Anyways, perhaps this live will motivate him if you're watching. Okay, everybody's waiting for it, Daddy. So anyways, where was I? Eccentric. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you. So basically, I developed my routine because of that, because of where I was and the experience I had. I started really slowly. And actually, I developed the routine, the program that I teach now. And what I do in this program is I also teach you how to develop your own routine. And I'm going to do that really briefly right now. So what I recommend is listen to your body always. Okay, listen to your body. And if you don't know how to listen to your body, then YouTube that, okay? And then get in touch with your body, and then start with like a gentle warm-up routine. So what I do is I warm up every single joint in the body, right? And I actually, I pulled it here because I just use this little thing. I put it on Excel, but obviously the people in the program get a fancy version. And there's 54 movements that I do. So I do the accordion thing too, where sometimes it's 50 or 45, and then sometimes it's 54 or 60, depending on if I add things and how much time I have. But you can look up like if you've had experience with exercise or been to classes, you could look up which exercises worked for you, or ask a personal trainer, to which exercises are healthy, or, ChatGPT or whatever, right? And start with some warm-up exercises. I would do the warm-up a minimum of 10 minutes. I do the warm-up for 25 to 30 minutes, okay? And then do some eccentric exercises, okay? So I just do 4, but you can do more or less. And I can't teach you all 4 here because it's just not possible with the camera, but I can just tell you 2 of them is the squatting. So I'm gonna leave you now as I'm squatting down. I'm doing an eccentric squat going down. In any case, so one is squatting down, and I go all the way down. And then I come up. Now, by the way, I could not do this. Like when I started, my knees were in such bad condition. They were like, crackly, making, I could not do squats. I'm like, do not make me do squats. I cannot do squats. But I knew that in order to rehabilitate my knees, and now, by the way, I can go up and down 7 flights of stairs, no problem, okay? But in order to rehabilitate my knees, I had to do these eccentric squats. And obviously talk to your healthcare provider first. And I just did them really, really slowly. And in the beginning, maybe I needed a little bit of like holding onto furniture or something because it like really hurt. And mind you, I didn't go straight into these. Don't go straight into these. That's why that warm up, okay? I warmed up all the joints in my body and I stretched. Also, the joint that you're going to work, stretch it out, okay? So I stretched out my knees really, really well with care, slowly, but gave them a really good stretch first. Be very careful with the stretching, okay, if they're cold. But it's important to stretch them before you do this. And warm them up. I did the like little knee circles, 50 one way, 50 the other way. That's the first step of the morning routine, by the way. In any case, so... And then you do the eccentric squats. And then the other one is the eccentric push-up, okay? So those are 2 that I think are fundamental. The other 2 is like, one is for my abs, the other one's for my back. But like, it's just 4 to support the major groups of my body. But of course, if I'm having a little problem with my elbow or something, I will add that. So for you to make your routine, warm up every joint, okay? Find the best way for you to warm up every joint. And then pick the eccentric exercises that are going to support your body, okay, and what you need. And then go for a walk. Just go for a walk. It could be a 5-minute walk. It could be a 1-hour walk. You'll be ready to walk because if your situation allows, because you will have warmed everything up and you'll be ready to go. So, you may have questions because I don't know if I fully explained this. I obviously explained it completely fully in my morning vitality program, but I wanted to get you started, right? Because this is really important for your vitality, for supporting your vitality, and especially for your health span, okay? Because if you do this every day, and it's not hard, by the way, it's not like, the eccentric exercises can be a bit hard, but they're like 5 minutes or something, So if you just do this, like even a shortened version every day for the rest of your life, like even it's just half an hour, just imagine, like you will not lose mobility. I do these excellent stretches for my neck, like it's part of the thing. And I could not believe that, like when I'm driving, I'm just like, whoa, like 360 almost with my head around. And I was like, wow, I have such increased mobility. And it just feels fantastic. So you will not lose mobility. You will gain mobility, okay, with age. And you'll preserve that. So please do this. And if you have any questions or comments, always, write to me in the comments. You can DM me. If you're interested in my morning vitality program, you can also message me about that, or just drop morning vitality in the comments and I'll get back to you with that, with more info. And as always, I hope I didn't forget anything. I feel like I forgot something, but if anything, I'll be back tomorrow, okay? And as always, if you got something from this episode, please show some love. Like, share. follow and subscribe. Please subscribe. My fledgling channel and YouTube especially needs support. So go over there if this is not YouTube and subscribe and hit that bell. Just hit it. Everybody loves hitting bells. And then you will get notified, okay? So remember, wake with vibrant passion, live with purpose, and sleep with peace. Take good care.